Carrying on a little bit with the Pirates theme, I've got a little bit of an adult book to share with you. This is The Pirates! In an Adventure with Scientists. It's by Gideon Defoe. Gideon Defoe lives in London. He's 28, or he was at the time of writing this. He wrote The Pirates to convince a woman to leave her boyfriend for him. She didn't. But great sense of humor. This is the first in a mini-series. Between this book and Alcatraz, I thought that these were the funniest books I've read in probably the last 15 years. I think they're really fabulous. But on to Pirates. We are in a fabulous chapter. This is chapter 1, Into Action Under the Pirate Flag. The best bit about being a pirate, said the pirate with gout, is the looting. That's rubbish, said the albino pirate. It's about the doubloons. Doubloons are easily the best bit about pirating. The rest of the pirates, sunning themselves on the deck of the pirate boat, soon joined in. It had been several weeks since the pirates' adventure with cowboys, and they had a lot of time on their hands. It's the pirate grog, marooning, that's what I like best, cutlasses, the Spanish main, the ship's biscuits. One of the pirates pulled a special face to show exactly what he thought of this last comment, and soon all the pirates were fighting. With a sound like a bat hitting a watermelon, the pirate fist connected with pirate jaw, and a gold tooth bounced across the deck. The pirate with gout found himself run through in a grisly manner, and one of the cabin boys accidentally got a shiny pirate hook in the side of the head. It probably would have gone on like this for hours in this fashion, but both of the heavy wooden doors that led to the downstairs of the boat crashed open, and out onto the deck strode the pirate captain himself. The pirate captain cut an impressive figure. If you were to compare him to a type of tree, and working out what sort of tree they would be if they were trees instead of pirates was easily one of the crew's most favorite pastimes, he undoubtedly would have been an oak, or maybe a horse chestnut. He was all teeth and curls, but with a pleasant open face. His coat was of a better cut than everybody else's, and his beard was fantastic and glossy, and the ends of it were twisted with expensive-looking ribbons. Living at sea tended to leave you with ratty matted hair, but the pirate captain somehow kept his beard silky and in good condition. Though nobody knew his secret, they all respected him for it. They also respected him because it was said that he was wedded to the sea. A lot of pirates claimed that they were wedded to the sea, but usually this was just an excuse because they couldn't get a girlfriend or they were gay pirates. But in the pirate captain's case, none of his crew doubted that he was actually wedded to the sea for a minute. Any of his men gladly would have taken a bullet for him, or even the pointy end of a cutlass. The pirate captain didn't need to do much more than clear his throat and roll his eyes a bit to stop the fighting dead in its tracks. "What's going on, you scurvy knaves?" he bellowed. Pirates are often rude to each other, but without meanness, so that none of the brawling pirates took being called a scurvy knave too much to heart. "We were just discussing what is the best bit of being a pirate is," answered the pirate dressed in green, after a bit of an awkward pause. "The best bit about being a pirate? Yes, sir, we couldn't decide. I mean, it's all good. The best bit about being a pirate is the shanties." And with the argument settled, the pirate captain strode back into the galley, indicating for the pirate with the scarf to follow. The rest of the crew were left on their own. "He's right, it's the shanties," said the albino pirate thoughtfully. One of the other pirates nodded. "They are really good. Shall we sing a pirate shanty?" The pirate captain was secretly relieved when he heard the strains of a rowdy shanty coming through the roof of the galley. Just recently, he had been worrying about discipline on board the pirate ship, and there was an old pirate motto: if the men are singing a shanty, then they can't be up to mischief. Footnote here, very important. Shanty probably derives from the French word chanteur, which means to sing. Most shanties tended to be about frisky mermaids who loved putting out for sailors more than anyone. "Come to my office for a moment," he told the pirate with a scarf, who was his trusty second in command. The pirate captain's office was full of mementos from the previous pirate adventures. There was a 10-gallon hat from the pirate's adventure with cowboys, and some bits of tentacles from the pirate's adventure with squid, as well as several post-it notes reminding the pirate captain to say things like, "Splice the mainsail," or "Hard about, lads." On the walls there hung several fantastic paintings of the pirate captain himself. One of them showing him looking anguished and cradling a dead swan. This painting is titled, "Why, Another was of the pirate captain reclining naked except for a small piece of gauze. A third pictured the pirate captain sharing a strange futuristic drink with a lady who seemed to be made of metal. There are also quite a lot of nautical maps and charts about the place, even an astrolabe. The pirate captain wasn't 100% sure what the astrolabe did, or whether it was actually an astrolabe rather than a sextant, but he enjoyed fiddling with it when he got bored nonetheless. Right at the moment, boredom was an issue that weighed heavily on the pirate captain's mind. "Care for some grog?" he asked politely. The scarf-wearing pirate wasn't very thirsty, but he said yes anyway, because if you start turning down grog when you're a pirate, it doesn't help your reputation much. "Ship's biscuits? I've got ship's custard creams and ship's bourbons," said the pirate captain. He held out a tin that had a boat painted on it, and the pirate with the scarf took a bourbon, because he knew custard creams were the pirate captain's favorites. "What do you think all that brawling was about, number 2? Asked the pirate captain, absent-mindedly, seeing how fast he could spin the astrolabe using just one finger. "Like the men said, it was just a friendly discussion that got a bit out of hand," replied the scarf-wearing pirate, not entirely sure where the pirate captain was going with this, but amazed as always that he could carry on a conversation whilst doing complex calculations with an astrolabe. That sort of thing was why the pirate captain was the pirate captain, the pirate with a scarf reflected. "Oh, I'll tell you what it was about," said the pirate captain. "It was about poor bored pirates. I've made a mistake. We've been moored here in the pirate captain rubbed his nose, which he liked to think of as a stentorian nose, even though stentorian was also actually a tone of voice, and squinted at one of the charts. "The West Indies, sir," said the scarf-wearing pirate helpfully. Well, we've been here too long. I thought that after our exciting adventure with those pirates, we could all do with a break. But I guess us pirates are only really happy when we're pirating." "I think you're right, sir," the scarf-wearing pirate said. "It's nice enough here, but I keep finding sand in my grog from all that lying on the beach, and those native women wandering around with no tops on. It's a bit much." "Exactly. It's time we had another pirate adventure." "I'll let the other pirates know. Where will we be heading for? Skull Island? The Spanish Main?" "Oh, Lord, no. If we plunder the Spanish Main..." It was Francis Drake who first made the Spanish Main a popular target back in 1571. A replica of his boat, the Golden Hind, can be found today next to London Bridge. "One more time. I think I'll tear my own beard out," said the pirate captain, trying on the 10-gallon hat and narrowing his eyes like a cowboy as he studied his reflection in the mirror. "So what were you thinking?" "Something will come up. It usually does. Just make sure we've got plenty of hams on board. I didn't enjoy our last adventure much because we ran out of hams about halfway through. And what's my motto? I like ham." "It's a good motto, sir." Back on deck, the other pirates had finished their shanty, which had been about how a beautiful sea nymph had left her rich but stupid Royal Navy boyfriend for a pirate boyfriend because he was much more interesting to talk to and could make her laugh. And now they were roaring. This was another common pastime amongst the pirates. "Rawr! Ooh-arg! Arr, me hearties!" It didn't mean much, but it filled a few hours. They all stopped when they saw the pirate with a scarf come back from his meeting with the pirate captain. He almost slipped in a pool of the cabin boy's blood that was left over from the fight. "Can somebody swab these decks?" he said a little tetchily. Left to their own devices, pirates tended to the bone idle. "It's Tuesday. Sunday is boat cleaning day. I know, but somebody could get hurt." The diffident pirate gave a shrug and went off to find a swabbing cloth, whilst the remaining crew looked up expectantly from where they were sprawled. The scarf-wearing pirate gazed out across the sparkling water and at the tropical beach with its alabaster sands and the forest of coconut palms behind that. Then he noticed one of the pretty native ladies, and so he looked quickly back down at his pirate shoes. "Listen up, pirates," he said. "I know all this endless wandering up and down the beach and our interminable attempts to choose which sort of mouth-watering exotic fruit to eat, and all these wanton tropical girls knocking around. I know it's been getting you down." A couple pirates muttered something to each other, but the scarf-wearing pirate didn't catch on what they said. "So you'll be happy to know," he went on, "that the pirate captain is ordered to put out to sea just as soon as we've collected some hams for the journey." A buzz of excitement ran around the deck. "Perhaps we should cook the hams first before setting off?" asked the pirate dressed in green. "That sounds like a good idea," said the albino pirate. Do you think roasting is best? Asked the pirate with a nut allergy. The scarf-wearing pirate sighed, because he knew how seriously the pirates took their ham, and he could predict how this was going to end up. He tried to look hard-nosed, which ended up tensing all the muscles in his nostrils, and with as much authority as he could manage, he said, "Yes, roasting is good. It allows the free escape of watery particles that's necessary for full flavor. But we've got to make sure it's regulated by frequent basting from the fat, which has exuded from the meat, combined with a little salt and water. Otherwise, the hams will burn and become hard and tasteless." Roasting? Footnote. In those days, roasting would have meant spit roasting. A popular craze in the part of the 19th century was to use a small dog fastened to a treadmill to turn the spit, freeing up the cook to prepare other dishes. "Are you sure?" asked the surly pirate, who was dressed in red, barely concealing his contempt. "What about boiling? I always find a boiled ham becomes more savory in taste and smell, and more firm and digestible." "Ah, but if you continue the process too long, you risk the hams becoming tough and less succulent," said the pirate in grain. "But the loss from roasting is upwards of 22% of the ham, and the loss from boiling is only 16%. More ham for us? That can only be a good thing. We need to dust the hams with bread raspings if we're going to boil them, and then we should dress the knucklebone in a frill of white paper." "A frill of white paper? What kind of pirate are you? Rah!" The pirates started to fight again, and it wasn't until one of them noticed that the pirate captain had come back from his cabin and was now leaning against the mast, drumming his fingers on a barrel, that they shuffled to attention. "That's enough of that, me beauties," he roared. "Let's set a course." At this point, the pirate captain paused in what he hoped to be a dramatic and exciting fashion. "For adventure!" The crew gave him a bit of collected blank look. Then the pirate sighed. "All right," he said with a pout, "south."